So the handshake, there's a difference of $2,500 at stake in this head-on one game, the final of our first stop on the PBA Tour, 17 tournaments in 17 cities. And the professional bowlers will have a shot at over $500,000 in prize money. Of course, the one that can roll a 300 will get $10,000. 5'11", 150 pounds, from Long Beach, California.
And Andy hits the nose, but he breaks the split up, leaving the 6-pin. Again, you will notice the bowlers, when the pin is on the right side of the lane, they will move to the extreme left and use all of the lane they can. And Andy converts the 6-pin.
So it's a spare in the first frame for Andy Marzich, the Southern Cal Bowler of the Year in 1962. J.B. Solomon, shooting on 14 in the first frame, a 39-year-older.
And the 4-6-7, which is next to impossible. It'll be interesting to see whether J.B. will try and slide this over. My guess is he will go for the 2 pins.
What a frightening sight, as you see on the spare maker. 4-6-7. The J.B. gets off to a rocky start with an open in the first here in the final game. This is J.B. Solomon's first tournament of 1963. Marzich with a spare in the first. Solomon with an open frame, now shooting the second on 13.
It appeared these first 2 frames that J.B. rushed the foul line a little. He couldn't get the smooth follow-through. First ball he pulled into the nose, and this one the ball didn't grip the lane, and he didn't have the good break on the ball that he wanted.
Andy Marzich watching now. He averted possible second open with a spare in the second. J.B. Solomon, and now Marzich has a spare in the first, shooting in the second. It is the 5-pin that Marzich will have to cover. Gives us an opportunity to invite you to see bowling of a different kind for spares on Make That Spare right after the fight, Saturday nights on ABC TV, America's #1 network for sports. J.B. Solomon, Andy Marzich in the final game. Marzich continuing to mark down.
Both of these boys have very good concentration, Chris, and it's a very important part of the game to try and close everything out except that one particular shot, and both these boys are very good at concentrating.
Give you an idea how relaxed Marzich is. This morning when he came out to bowl, he had everything on: his shirt, his bowling trousers, but had on his street shoes. He had forgotten to put on his bowling shoes and calmly went back and put them on.
Well, he went too wide with that one again. It looks like Andy's still having a little difficulty on 13. As I was talking with Glenn Allison in between the matches, he said that Andy made a little move in the 10th frame, and he hit it real well. But this game, he seems to be having a little difficulty again on 13.
Those pins flew. Marzich with 37 through the second, a spare up in the third, while Solomon had an open in the first, a spare in the second, now shooting in the third frame. He is down 8 pins. J.B. Solomon.
That was a beauty, Chris.
First strike of the game, Don.
Yes, it is. If you notice there, he had the real good follow-through and had good pin action. Just a beautiful ball there. Now let's see if he can hold it on 13. Going into the fourth frame, J.B. Solomon is down 8 pins, so he needs a strike very badly to take the lead. And there it is. Beautiful.
Completed 3.5 frames in the final game of this rich Denver Open tournament in Colorado. J.B. Solomon, who trailed as a result of a double, now has a 2-pin lead over Andy Marzich, who has 37 through the second. He has a spare up in the third, shooting in the fourth. A resounding strike here at the foothills of the Rocky Mountains.
Now Andy coming back on 13. If you notice him, he's studying the lane, trying to remember what he did in that 10th frame, because this is a big strike for him. He can go back into the lead with this strike.
Seven-pin, Andy Marzich. Next week, it'll be the Atlanta Open on the East Point Triangle Lanes. And J.B. Solomon from Dallas, Texas, after trailing by 10 pins, having an open in the first frame, has come back. And Marzich now going for the 7, gets it. So Andy has 77 through the fourth with a spare up, while Solomon has 29 through the second, working on a double.
Last 3 balls, Chris, if you notice, J.B.'s balance at the foul line is so much better. It looked like he probably was aware of he was rushing the foul line. He slowed his feet up. Now, on the last 3, he had very good balance, and he could go on through the ball. And as you can see, he had it right where he wanted it. I think that increases his lead now to 12 pins over Andy Marzich.
Working on 3. Has 4.
He fooled me on that one. It looked like it was out too far, but he had tremendous turn, and the ball came back very strong. And now that gives him a 4-bagger, 4 in a row, and a lead of 22 pins. And now here's Andy. He's going to have to work very hard now to get back in the game.
10-pin. In future weeks, ABC's Wide World of Sports will bring you the World 2- and 4-man bobsled championships from Innsbruck, Austria, the National Outdoor Speed Skating Championships from St. Paul, Minnesota, Scottsdale Championship Rodeo from Scottsdale, Arizona, and the Daytona Continental Sports Car Race from Daytona Beach. All these exciting events on ABC's Wide World of Sports. All the professional bowlers here in attendance at the Celebrity Sports Center, their hands go up to their face. They don't want to look.